Hey G-Fans, GoGFan93 here, and yes, I am back. I have finally recovered from my cold. For those of you who don't know, I posted on Facebook on, I believe it was the day after Easter, that I got hit with a really bad cold, or a flu, pretty much where I couldn't even get out of bed. I had to go on my phone and type that message on my Facebook page to let everyone know that I was sick, so it'd be a little bit of a break between videos. But I have recovered. I'm still a little bit, you guys can probably still hear my voice is a little bit still kind of sick. I'm not 100% recovered, but I am at least to the point where I can now, make videos again where I'm actually able to get up and actually enjoy life. So, yes, but I wanted to make a cool little discussion video about the new Godzilla game. Well, not really the new Godzilla game, but new details that have come about it. And while I've been sick, I've been reading on Facebook about the new announcements from the Godzilla game from Bandai Namco and all that, and I thought you guys might want to know my take on it or my thoughts. So yeah, first off, the new Godzilla game. So we all know that this game is coming out in, I believe, July or June. I can't remember if it's June or July, but it's coming out this summer. Where it's going to be on the PS3 and PS4 now, and it's going to only come out on the PS4 physically, and the PS3 is going to be digitally. So you won't be able to get the PS3 version physically. The English version won't be a physical release on the PS3, but it will be physical on the PS4. Now the details on the PS4 game, there's a lot of stuff that they have now leaked. Now before all this stuff was leaked, the stuff that we did know, that the graphics would be a little bit sharper. It would be full 1080p rather than 720p if you guys played the Japanese version like I did. On my PS3 it was playing at 720p, so when you guys play this game on the PS4 it'll be at a nice crisp 1080p, I believe. I hope so, because it is a PS4 and it should be able to play that. And also the fact that it's going to be running at 60 frames per second, or at least a better frame rate than what the PS3 version was. We all know that, and I've experienced it when I played the game, there was a tremendous amount of slowdown when it came to the frames when Godzilla would destroy a lot of buildings, like a lot of explosions would happen, and then the game would just start to it would just really slow down. So the PS4 version is going to rectify that with the new hardware, and it's going to make it a lot more smoother. I saw a couple gameplay videos of it, and it looks pretty good. It looks pretty smooth. The only thing I'm disappointed in is that they didn't update, update the textures. They didn't up-res them. They didn't make anything to make the graphics just a little bit better. They still have that kind of old like the buildings still have the kind of old PS2 look, but whatever. It's not that big of a deal. I still think the game's fun, so graphics, smaffics. So yeah, but a lot of people were wondering about the Toho Kingdom posted on their site of the 1 to 2 player, and people were wondering, oh, so is the PS4 version going to have multiplayer? Well, now it's been officially confirmed that it will have multiplayer. Now, I also wanted to make this video to address some questions that people have, and I was confused at first when they announced all this stuff, but I figured out what it was because I read Gamaro Island on their Facebook page, and they kind of clarified a lot of things. So I want to clarify things for you guys so that you guys aren't confused. Alright, so first off, Japan is also getting this port. Before, we didn't think Japan was going to get the port. I thought it was just going to come to America and we would get the PS4 version and that would be it. But it actually seems like Japan is also going to be getting it. Now, for them, they have dubbed it Godzilla Versus. That's the new title for this game. It's Japan that's going to get it. For us in the States, it's still Godzilla the game, but I would assume, or at least I'm going to call it Godzilla Versus now because it actually has a subtitle, even though it's just Versus, but at least it has a title that differentiates it from other Godzilla games. Excuse me. Still trying to recover, yeah, so it's cool that, Japan's going to be getting this, but they've dubbed it Godzilla Versus for them. So basically what they're going to get is the same thing we're going to get. Some people thought that this was a new game completely. Some people thought that this was a second Godzilla game on top of the Godzilla game that we were already getting. No, that is not true. Do not believe that. We are not getting 2 Godzilla games. No, 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 no. That's not what this is. It's the same Godzilla game. It's just only a newly announced title for Japan. But I think in the States we can call it Godzilla Versus as well. I don't see a problem in that. So Godzilla Versus. That's what I'm gonna call it. The rebranding of this game, Godzilla Versus. But they're gonna get everything that we're gonna get, which is really cool because that leads me into my next part. This game will feature online multiplayer, which is one of the coolest things because I've wanted to play online I've wanted to play a Godzilla game online with you guys for a very long time. There just haven't been any Godzilla games to do that with. Now, Godzilla Save the Earth on the Xbox and on the PS2, that did have online, but sadly those servers are dead and no one's playing it, so you can't do it. So I think it's very cool that Bandai Namco is giving this option finally, because now I feel like it's time that a Godzilla game gets online. It's really cool. It's like, ooh, Godzilla's finally getting into like modern gaming. Awesome. So I can't wait to try it out and potentially maybe play with you guys online and fight you one-on-one. So let's see, the other thing that's been confirmed is that all the monsters in the roster are playable this time. So in the PS4 version, you're going to be able to play as every one of those monsters that was in the PS3 version. King Ghidorah, Jet Jaguar, Kiryu, Mechagodzilla 2, Mechagodzilla 74, Mothra Larva, Mothra Adult, Gigan, Hedorah. You're going to be able to play all the characters on top of the Godzilla characters that we were able to play as. So this is really cool. You can play them for multiplayer. This is for the online component. Now, the other cool thing that's going to be in Godzilla Versus, like I'm going to call it, that also Japan is getting along with us, is there's another new mode where you get to, it's going to be so cool. I can't wait to see how this is going to play out. But you as Godzilla, you get to fight 3 monsters at once. There's this option where you get to go into a city and start destroying it to where it's just a brawl. It's a melee. I think the game mode is called Melee something. I can't remember exactly what it was called, but basically where you get to fight 3 monsters at once. And think about that, guys. Think of how cool that is. The way how cool this game was to begin with, fighting a monster one-on-one. But think about fighting 2 more on top of that. Oh my god. And then what's really cool is that the battle can turn, is all of a sudden you could be fighting, it could be a 2 versus 1. Like, all of a sudden those monsters are now attacking you, like they're tag teaming you. It's just like, oh man. So that's going to be really cool. Let's see, what else am I missing? There's so much. Diorama mode's probably still going to be in there. So all the stuff that's in the original PS3 release is still going to be in this one. But so there's that one. Oh, and that 3 versus that Melee game, that's not online. That's not going to be a multiplayer thing. That's sadly still going to be a single player thing, which is a little bit of a disappointment. I kind of wish that they would have. That could have been cool for a multiplayer thing as well, to have a Melee with like 4 players. But excuse me. At least we're getting the 2-player, one-on-one multiplayer. So I think that's pretty cool. And I think the last thing that I want to mention, which is probably the most awesome thing, and which is what I was hoping for with this PS4 port, is an exclusive character, and bam! Space Godzilla is going to be in this game. I'm so excited. There's a Famitsu scan that you guys can go on if you go to GomoroIsland.com or Gomoro Island's Facebook page. They have a full HD scan of Space Godzilla's model in the game and some screenshots of him in the game, and it just looks awesome. And you guys know Space Godzilla is my favorite villain of Godzilla, so the fact that he's in this game just is like awesome, and I love it. And to those people who are complaining that the PS4 version is getting all this stuff and the PS3 version's not, well, I'm sorry to break it to you, but this is how it works to sell the console and to sell the game. You have to have exclusive stuff when it comes to the ports. They did this with Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee back in the day. You bought it on the GameCube, that you got what you did, and then all of a sudden when the Xbox version came out, you got additional maps and you got Kiryu as an exclusive character. So unless you got the Japanese version from the GameCube, then you could play as Kiryu, but we're talking about the States version wise. So yeah, Space Godzilla is an exclusive character to Godzilla vs. on PS4. He's not going to be on the PS3 version. He won't be there. So he's only on PS4. So if you want to play as him, you got to get yourself a PS4. Also, there's still no mention of this game being on the Xbox, and I don't think it will ever come on the Xbox. I'm sorry. I'm just going to, say that right now. It's not going to be on the Xbox. If you guys are sad about that, oh well, get yourselves a PS4 if you really want to play this game. I know I'll be getting a PS4 sometime in the future to play this game, and I'll make more gameplay videos of it so you guys can see what it is. So yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to say. So I wanted to make it somewhat of a short video. I just wanted to kind of tell you guys my thoughts on these new announcements of the game, because I thought you guys might want to know. I just haven't been able to get to it because I've been sick and I haven't been able to make videos. So yeah, also to mention, the next Kong-a-thon video will be up hopefully tomorrow, and yeah, that's it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and stay big, G fans.